That's not a knife. That's a knife. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Folks, today I want to talk about something that's a little bit important for farming GLs, Galactic Legends, and I thought that I'd show you guys on my alt, because I'm doing it right now. The goal here, guys, is we want to get our Galactic Legends all the way ready, but everyone knows there's a lot of characters, if you get a new Galactic Legend, that just suck. They weigh you down, and you can't really use them. Like Rose, you can't really use them. People joke about throwing her into the Rancor, but even that is, I don't know, it's a little bit lame. So today I want to show you how I'm doing it on my alt and how you can keep from screwing yourself in GAC, because everyone knows, well, maybe not everyone knows, but if you follow this channel for a while, you know that matchup GP is a very important part of your matchmaking in Grand Arena. So let me show you that real quick. Let me show you what's going on my alt. There's a lot of moving pieces here today. We're going to be kind of all over the place, but I think this will be really instructive, actually, if I can actually find the correct things. Here we go. Here's our first one, folks. Okay. Here is our matchup GP and total relics, and I'll show you guys the final result in just a minute. I haven't actually done this. You guys are going to see this somewhat live. So look at my GP. This is for my alt, 5.5 million at the top there, and then right below that, top 80 GP and top 65 GP. What is going on there is it's counting my top 80 characters as they currently are for their GP. How many, all 80 of my characters smashed together for their GP, that's how much it is. Top 65 is a little bit different, obviously, your top 65, and those are numbers that they use, that they're commonly associated with what we need to do for matchups, and so that's what we're going to be focusing on. You can also look at how many relics I have on this account. Not too many, though. I have added so many of them comparatively lately, just because I needed to get the 501st up to snuff to be able to actually do the camp mission and stuff. So I'll show you guys that. Let's real quick though first we can look at what our requirements are, and it's a pretty cool tool actually. So check this one out, guys. So you go to swgoh.gg, and you search, you find your name, you find your character. This is for Zareth alt, you can see on the top left corner there. And if you click on the left hand side in the menu, if you scroll down for a little bit, and you click on Galactic Legends Gear Needed, and what that's going to take you to is this screen. You can select which Galactic Legend, and they're including Executor, which they probably should, but like if you select Kylo, for instance, then if you scroll down, it'll tell you, hey look, you need all these relic materials and stuff. Here's the gear you need. So if I want to get Kylo, it takes all of your current upgrades into consideration, but not what's in your inventory. So if I just have 1600 Carbanti just sitting there, it's not going to actually count that against it. It's just going to say I need 1600. 1600 need to be applied. So it's kind of a nice little tool. It's demoralizing as hell, because even this pretty weak Galactic Legend, like relatively easy to get up to where it needs to be, still requires a ton of investment on my end. But I've been working on Jedi Master Luke, and I'll show you guys what it all looks like in just a minute. But I have everyone up to Relic 0, and I've just left everyone there because I don't want, when we're comparing other people, comparing ourselves to other people, like we don't want to be wasting any of those. We don't want to be increasing our matchup GP to be matched up with people who have higher matchup GPs, because I don't want to get paired with someone who has a Galactic Legend, or two for that matter. So for him, all I need are the relic upgrade mats, which there's a lot of them, but I've already converted all of them. They're already sitting in my inventory, and all the signal data, which was a much bigger farm than I had thought was going to happen. But in this case, we've got everything. So this is what we have. This tells us how much we need, though, because then it's a cool tool. So swgoh.gg, and then just type in your character account name. If you don't know how to do that, that's just in Google. Search that. It'll come right up. So let's actually get to the browser here in just a sec, guys. I'm going to reset how this all looks. Well, we can keep this thing up because we're going to actually be showing you that next side by side with the one that's going to come afterwards. So that being said, here's the gameplay overlay. We'll get my face up top here, and these are all the characters that we need, guys. You can see, so Jedi Knight Luke, he'll need to be up to Relic 7. Jedi Training Rey needs 7. R2-D2 needs Relic 7, and then Chewie and Han need Relic 6. Mothra, everyone here is just Relic 0 as much as I can, except for, of course, we needed 3PO to unlock Jedi Knight Luke at Relic 3. We needed Hoda, the same, Relic 3. We needed Lando at Relic 3. So we're going to be upgrading all of these guys, but we're going to be upgrading them. But right now, they're not actively hurting our matchup GP, and that is super important. So here, I'll show you guys real quick. So Luke... So, okay, we needed 820, I believe, of the weak signal data. We needed like 700 something, 785 of the incomplete signal data. Oh, this is fragmented signal data. And this is flawed signal data. We needed 365, so we'll be cutting it close. We won't have anything left after all of this. But then I needed 30 Zin Biddle. We have it. We have all of the materials here. All I need to do is upgrade it. So you guys can take a look now. But when I come back, you guys you'll blink and everyone will have their upgrades. All right. So before we do this, guys, this is a super important step to all of it. So I already got all of my matchup stuff ready. Everything's ready. We're ready. Oh, let's claim this feat real quick. I did all my fleet things. Cool. So, where are we at? We're at rank number 6 right now. That's pretty fancy too. This is the way this is the way that I have gotten to these top ranks, guys, is by controlling our GP level to a pretty crazy level. And you guys, if you've been following this channel a long time, you understand how it works. If not, we could probably find you some links to videos. I'm going to be making a few other videos as well, but we need to join here, guys. This is really important. So we're at the edge of week 4 right now, and we're going to we don't want to be held accountable for any of these relic levels. We don't want to use them. We haven't used them yet. We don't want to actually have to we don't want to have them tacked onto our account because we're going to get harder matchups for this week. So we're going to hit join. And now we're ready to go, folks. Now we can do it. So we need to get Jedi Master Luke unlocked in, I guess we have 2 weeks in this specific situation because this is the start of week 4. So then we'll have 1 off week. So that'll be nice. I can kind of farm it a little bit slower, but usually you can farm a Galactic Legend in 1 week if you use a lot of crystals to refresh. So I'm going to be back in just a minute. I'm going to have all of these characters reliced to where they need to be. And then I'll show you guys the matchup GP that we're going to be and see how, and I'll show you guys how we kind of we dodged a bullet. All right, we are back. And I will say that their record on swgoh.gg was very close, but not quite there. I luckily had enough energy to be able to farm what I needed to, but they actually were off by a little bit. And that being said, we have everything where we need to be. Relic 5 on Lando, 3 on the 3 worthless rebels. They're not, the 2 of them aren't worthless, they're actually pilots. This is actually a very strong cast of characters. Like, I use all of these characters every GAC for the most part. Jedi Training Rey not so much, but now she's Relic 7. She has all her Zetas. I mean, I'm going to. So, we're ready, folks. We can actually start farming here, and why don't we? You can see the little energy thing, or the little ticket token thing here. And for now, we're just going to, I'll just use those things. And we have to do light side. And we'll just start getting those tickets. Who knows how many we're getting. We're 34 now. Alright, real quick, guys. We need to run some numbers. Hold on. Alright. Let's go check out the comparison so I can kind of make my point, because right now I don't think I've been the most clear ever. I want to make sure that you guys understand what I'm talking about. So right here I have run the numbers of what was before and what was after. So I don't have like some kind of graphic above them. The one on the left is what we started with. The one on the right is what we are working with currently. After all of those upgrades. So you can see my GP has changed. I was 5.5, now I'm 5.6. So I gained on 100,000 GP. But look at the top 80 GP. Look at the top 80 for both, top 65 for both, and they are significantly different, right? 1.81 versus 1.86, and then 1.54 versus 1.59. And you can also see the relic levels total at the very bottom there, 93 total levels versus 144 levels. And what's going on here, folks, is they take these numbers, then they take everyone from Division 4 and they take everyone who is in that same league as you know, chromium or rhodium, whatever, and they take everyone who's the closest to each other in GP, and that's how you get your GAC matchups. And what's happening here is because we hit that lock button before we made all of those upgrades, then we're going to be fighting at this on the left hand side of GP, because we have all these characters who don't have any use for us necessarily outside of helping us unlock a Galactic Legend. I don't use Princess Leia at all, and the idea is we don't want to have her relic, and like she's still contributing to our matchup GP. We don't want to have her included in screwing us, because they don't care about the numbers and how useful someone is. They just take all of your top characters, add them together, and that's what your matchup GP is. And so you end up getting paired with some really good rosters because of your pretty bad characters. And so what's happening now is I hit the lock button, so it's not going to count any of the relic upgrades that we already have. It's going to count just the stuff that we had at lock. And now we have 1 week, or in this case 2 weeks, to hurry up and farm a Galactic Legend so that all of those characters' GPs aren't held against us and we don't get a series of harder matchups. Because if we can keep everyone at Relic 0 and still operate at peak efficiency, why should we stop doing that? Why should we take the hit for characters? Because here's the thing, guys, we're going to get our Galactic Legend. Once he is up and running, then there's no real reason to have all of this, to have all of these characters, or rather, we have him, then he kind of counts as part, or those characters kind of count as all GP from him. How am I'm not explaining it that well. So like Princess Leia, we're probably not going to use her ever. Maybe if we get desperate, but for the most part, we're not going to use her at all. So the thing is, she's part of the sunk cost of having a Galactic Legend. We have to have her in order to get a Galactic Legend, and so we're going to make the best of things. And once we have a Galactic Legend, then his presence in GAC is going to overpower any of the detriments of her being bad. Like she's going to be weighing down on our matchup GP, but she's also not going to hurt us as much because we have Jedi Master Luke, and that's kind of the overriding concern. Like, we'll have a Galactic Legend available to kind of balance things out. So that being said, folks, I hope that this makes sense. I hope that you try to do it yourselves if you get a Galactic Legend. I know that it's basically just for GAC, but this is something that I've done quite a bit, because a lot of times, like if I have 2 Galactic Legends, I don't want to get paired against someone with 3, and if I upgrade all the characters first, it's going to hurt my matchup GP quite a bit, and I'm going to get matched up with people, or more likely to matched up with people with 3, and the Galactic Legend mismatch is a huge one that you want to avoid. So, hope this was helpful, Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath hopefully doesn't get matched up with Galactic Legends before he's ready. And he prevails. Have a good one, folks.